Shout out to Active Self-Protection for those clicks.
What's going on, world? Randy Satisfizer here, back with another video. This one will be about the types of holsters that I have and why. So this video will not be about different types of brands specifically. It's more about the functionality of holsters and why retention is important when you're choosing a holster. I do have my Glock 19 here unloaded because this is one of my primary weapons and have plenty of holsters for it. You will see that some of these holsters are not for this weapon, but it's good on the speaking points, and you'll catch my drift and why I have these holsters or why I do not like these holsters. So what is retention? Retention, if you look at the textbook definition, it'll give you that, but I'll just tell you in layman's terms, retain is for you to be able to retain something, right? You're going to retain your weapon in your holster by way of having certain mechanisms to keep it in place. Open carry versus inside the waistband carry or concealed carry. Many people choose different type of holsters due to the retention, or they could care less about retention. When you have a weapon inside the waistband holster like this, people use their body as the retention. So there's no type of retention here. It just comes in and out. Yes, if I hold it upside down, it's not going to fall out. But if somebody were to grab it, there's nothing that's going to keep it in the holster. Outside of, my belt pressing upon my body, which is keeping it from falling out if I'm running, if I'm having to do a push-up, if I fall out of a tree, it's probably going to be retained on my person, but there's nothing to keep someone from taking the weapon from me. And majority of the time, you're going to see a holster similar to this on somebody's body when they're concealed carrying a weapon, which is cool, which is great. But is this a decent option when you are outside the waistband carrying? I have this holster here. It has no form of retention, and you'll put it on the outside of your clothing, and there's nothing that's going to keep it in. So if you're running, jumping, falling, somebody's curious about your weapon and they yank it, it's going to come out. Why do I think that's a bad idea? Obviously, you want to keep your weapon. You want to maintain it. You don't want somebody to steal it. You don't want somebody to use it against you. You don't want your child to be able to grab it out of your holster. You want to be able to keep it, and you and only you are able to get it out in a quick fashion, right? Anybody can come up and they'll know that here with this holster, you press a button, right? Here with this holster, you press another button. People that buy weapons a lot understand that, but a normal guy that comes up will not see that you have a button here to get the weapon. So if they are trying to take your weapon, they can't get it out because it has at least one form of, I want to point the weapon at me, it has one form of retention to it, which is that button there. So I choose those type of holsters that has at least one form of retention. This one has that button, but I like to make it even more special by getting one that has a button as well as the hood. So this specific holster, I have it on a belt with magazine. I have it in a specified location in my home. So if something goes down, I can put a little quick belt on and have this accessible to me. So with this one, it's one of my favorite types of holsters that has a hood and a button release. So this one, as well as another one, is similar where I can actually defeat the hood and you still cannot get the weapon out. You have to actually press another safety mechanism to get it out. So what does that do? Why is that a positive? Like I said, with kids, you have this in a holster, your kid's not going to get it. Also, if someone's getting curious and trying to steal people's guns, use it against them, take off running when you're sitting in line, not paying attention, buying your sodas at the gas station, they're able to do it without that. But if you have this on there, a holster with this form of retention, they're unable to get it out. So this is one of my favorite types of holsters to carry my weapon in because of the two forms of retention that it has. Just like this one, I'll take the light off so I can put it in this holster to demonstrate it. This is a really good holster. This brand is an off brand. To me, it's Orpaz, O-R-P-A-Z, but I love it because it looks like there's no form of retention, but there is because you have to mash this button down to release it. So I mash it and When you practice with it, you get fantastic. You get fantastic with it. Many people have this Black Hawk holster. I see some training courses where they're recommending this holster, and get a master grip, press it down as you're coming out with the weapon, right? Easy. But my problem with it is this finger right here is used to do what? Pull your trigger. And when I'm getting this weapon out of the holster, my main thing I'm doing is pressing down on this button. It's not gonna cause the gun to fire, but if I'm already depressing this finger to get this gun out, what would I do next, right? See how my finger will automatically curl because I'm knowing that I'm getting the gun out. It helps increase the chance of any kind of negligent discharge. And that's something I don't want to do. I don't want to get my gun out my holster and automatically put my finger on the trigger when my gun is still facing my leg and shoot myself in the leg. That's why I'm so against this kind of holster. My brother loves this holster. He has one for his Glock, but I hate it. This is actually for my 1911. I bought it because it was the cheapest thing I could find. I just wanted to test out an open carry theory at a Walmart one time, and all eyes were on me with my 1911 strapped on my hip. So I'm against this one because I just don't like the functionality of it. And people know all I gotta do is press this button and I've got his gun. I've got her gun. And the safety portion of it, I just don't want my finger to be pressing down on an item when I know that my finger is gonna go probably straight to the trigger well, the trigger guard, and I may accidentally squeeze off a shot. Now, training is perfect, and you train yourself not to do it, and that's cool in some kind of static environment. But when your adrenaline's pumping, you're sweaty, your fine motor skills are going down, you're nervous, you're scared, all that stuff, there's no telling what your finger's gonna do. And I'd rather just have something where my finger's gonna stay out until I want it to go down. I don't want to do this, to get my finger at that angle when I'm not ready for it. So these are holsters that I have. These are what I recommend in terms of retention. There are many holster brands out there that people enjoy, Tier 1, and a plethora of others. My mind just went blank of different brands, but there's so many decent ones out there made with this hard Kydex. I do not recommend, I forgot to bring my little nylon holster, those ones that collapse on you. Obviously, when you're in a situation where you need to get your gun out, the most important thing is getting out. Your time's on your side to reholster it, so it's not a rush to get it back in. But I don't want anything where I have a weapon in a holster that is made of cloth, because anything and everything can press up on it. The trigger could be depressed, anything can happen, and I don't want that kind of risk to me. So what kind of holsters do you like and do you choose? Is retention a super duper important thing to you like it is to me? Or no? Are you cool with the holsters that you press the button on the outside? Are you cool with the holsters? Because I see y'all out there, and many of you all are cool with ones like this that have no forms of retention. Why? Think about it. I just want this video to open your mind to some things, have you consider safety a little bit more, and the most important thing too is to train with those holsters. You may be 100% comfortable with this because you train with it. You're comfortable, you practice with it. So that's my take. Some holsters are slimmer than others. I may want something like this that's a little more sleek if I'm wearing a coat, opposed to something this large, right? So this weapon with my flashlight will fit in both. Maybe I'll consider taking the flashlight off so I won't have to use as much of a bulky holster to put the weapon in. Maybe something a little bit smaller like this. So quick thoughts. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what kind of holsters you like. Give me some recommendations to upgrade my holster collection. Again, like, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.